Perfect. So starting with a comfortable seat, maybe rocking from side to side, starting to bring the navel into the spine, creating space between each of the vertebrae, connecting with your breath. Trying to soften the front of your hip flexors here while still having a little bit of lift and engagement in the core. Taking note of where and how the sits bones are connecting into the mat. Sinking the sits bones down in order to lengthen up out of the lower back. Tuning in from the sacrum. Think about lengthening each of the vertebrae. Softening the shoulders, but taking note of the area from the shoulders to the base of the skull. The back of the neck, letting go of any tension there. From the back of the neck, relaxing the jaw, the base of the tongue, the roof of the mouth. Continuing that upward lifting in the spine through the crown of the head. Exhale. Nice deep inhale. Exhale. Again, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Keeping the eyes open or closed, dropping the chin down, just taking gentle head circles in one direction. You can make it a little bit bigger through the ribs, the shoulders, the upper body. Bending at the waist. Letting the head drop back, opening up the throat. And we're going to take that in the opposite direction. Really trying to get into the low back here when the chin goes forward. Once you feel even, changing the cross of the legs if you were sitting up, placing your hands on the shoulders and very gently on the inhale, and or just going back and forth with the elbows. Shoulders nice and relaxed. Good. Just trying to open up shoulder girdle, the spine, connecting with your breath. Kind of playing with tempo. You could take it faster and then slower. Still having this spiraling sensation up through the center of the body. And relaxing the hands down. In the back of your hand, placing it on the outside of the opposite knee. Doesn't matter which one. Opposite fingertips are behind you. You're going to inhale and then exhale, coming back through the center, taking it to the opposite side. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, opposite side. Again, inhale, lifting. Exhale. A few more times. Inhale. Exhale. Taking this on your own. And then I encourage you to keep your eyes open and using the gaze to go a little bit deeper. Soften your midsection in between just to have a nice opposition from when you're lifting up out of the pelvis. Taking this a few more times. Warming up the shoulders, starting to get into that low back a little bit. And once you feel even, coming to a neutral spine, dropping the chin down and letting your weight rock back just a little bit, opening up that low back. And on the inhale, bringing the chin up. So doing these cat cows here. Exhale, rounding out. Inhale, shifting the weight forward. Few more times. Exhale, rocking back, opening up that low back. Inhale. Few more times. Exhale, rounding the spine. Inhale, coming up. Last time. Exhale, rounding the spine. Inhale, coming up. And coming back to neutral. Coming into child's pose. Toes together, knees nice and wide. Arms stretched out in front of you. Exhale completely. Taking an inhale. Exhale. Again, inhale. Exhale. And walking your hands onto the left diagonal, right arm stacks on top of the left, keeping that right hip behind. Exhale. Again, inhale. Exhale. Taking it to the opposite diagonal, left hand stacks on top of right, keeping that left hip back. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Coming back to neutral, coming onto all fours. Taking a few cat-cows here on the inhale, bringing the chin up. Collarbones nice and wide, having the toes touch underneath. And then rounding out the spine. A few more times. Inhale, chin goes up. Exhale, untucking the toes, pressing into the tops of the feet. A few more times. Inhale up. Exhale. Last time. Inhale up. Exhale. Taking some movement on your own, swaying the hips from side to side. Kind of exploring, trying to having a suppleness through the spine here. Here we're going to take a few cat-cows, actually engaging our core just a teeny little bit. So we're going to tuck the toes underneath and then have the knees hover about 1 inch off the mat. So from here, inhale, bringing the sit bones up to the ceiling, chin goes up, and then exhale, rounding. A few more times. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, rounding. 2 more times. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, rounding. Last time, chin goes up. Exhale, rounding. Inhale, coming back to neutral, bringing the left leg out. Hip nice and long, and inhale, knee to nose. A few more times. Inhale, lengthening. Exhale, engaging that core, knee to nose. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, leg goes up. Exhale, placing the foot down, having the opposite leg, right leg goes out in line with the hip. Nice long hip. Exhale, rounding. Inhale, opening. Exhale, rounding. Inhale, opening. Last time, rounding. Inhale, opening. Exhale, placing the knees down. Knees go together. Let's go ahead and take embryo pose. We'll probably do this a few times in class, trying to open up our low back, grabbing our heels, forehead onto the mat. From here, you can kind of rock your weight forward and backwards, trying to open up your low back. And then really deepening the bend in the elbows to go a little bit deeper into that back stretch. Coming back to neutral, go ahead switching the hands, the direction of the hands, toes facing your knees. That helps open up your wrist. Option to come onto the tops of the hands. Good. And when you're ready, taking your first gentle downward facing dog with class. Pedaling out the feet, the ankles, shifting your weight from side to side, and finding organic movement here. You kind of take undulations through the spine, if that feels good for you. Also helps to engage your core. And we're going to shorten our stance here. Hands are going to come a little bit closer to our feet. Right hand is going to grab the opposite or the outside of the left ankle. Knees could be bent if needed. Exhale completely, looking underneath the armpit. Inhale. Exhale. Again, inhale, hips stay square. Exhale. Inhale, coming back to neutral. Exhale, opposite side. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, coming back to neutral, bending your knees, walking your hands back toward your feet. Knees nice and bent, feet are hips distance apart. Go ahead, grab either elbow behind your knees, and then letting your head relax. Good, neck stays nice and long, sits bones up to the ceiling, and really trying to open up that low back. If it feels good for you, you can think about bringing the forearms and having them lower down the back of your calf. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Go ahead, releasing the hands, interlacing your fingers behind you, opening up the shoulders, shaking out the head, yes and no. Maybe kind of having a figure 8 with the shoulders. And relaxing the hands down. Right fingertips go down, bending the right knee, going to the outside of the left foot, bringing the left arm up. You can walk these fingertips further away from you if you want to elongate the spine. Continuing to stay here, spiraling. You could bend the elbow, drop the arm behind you, making contact with that right hip. For 3, 2, shoulders relax and spiral. 1, and releasing, forward fold, shaking it out, taking it to the opposite side. Outside of the right foot, bending the right knee, left fingertips down, right arm goes up. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, option for the bind. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, reaching that arm up one last time. Exhale, forward fold, bending the knees. We're going to roll up vertebrae by vertebrae slowly. Head's the last thing to come up for 3, 2, and 1. Bring the arms around the outside, bring the pelvis forward, head goes back, and exhale, forward fold. Rolling up through the spine, taking this 2 more times, bending the knees, rolling up, vertebrae by vertebrae, pelvis forward, head goes back, kneecaps pulled up, exhale, rolling down. Really think about this as a low back massage. So bringing navel in, pelvis goes forward, head goes back, exhale. 1 more time, inhale, rolling, 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 and exhale, forward fold. Shaking out the head, yes and no. Giving yourself a jaw massage down here. Opening, closing the mouth. Ah. And then very slowly rolling up vertebrae by vertebrae. Count of 5. Engaging the core for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead, place your hands on your shoulders. Just kind of take that same shoulder opening. You play with how wide the elbows are. You could slow it down, have a bend in your knees. You could take it super fast, building heat in the body. We're just gonna stay here, continuing for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Go ahead, let it go. Come to the front of your mat, inside of the feet together, kneecaps pulled up, hands to heart center, elbows nice and wide. And coming back to this idea of letting go of our preconceived notions in order to fully experience what's in store for us. Inhale, bringing both arms up, head goes back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, right leg goes back, low lunge. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, rolling forward into a high plank. Exhale, pushing back into downward facing dog. 2 more times, nice and slow, engaging that core, rolling forward. Exhale, back. Last time, inhale, rolling forward. Exhale, lowering yourself down all the way onto our stomach in one piece, untucking the toes, coming onto the forearms, fingers spread nice and wide. Inhale, chin goes up. Exhale, rounding under. Inhale, chin goes up. Exhale, rounding under. Inhale, chin goes up, right shoulder goes forward, left shoulder goes back, looking over that left shoulder, coming up to neutral. Again, taking it over the shoulder and neutral. One more time each side and neutral. Exhale and neutral. Lowering yourself down, exhale, widening the feet. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders, externally rotating those heels down, and then opening up, pressing down, mid-spine, creating as much space between the ears and the shoulder blades. Also think about rotating those elbows in and under. Having the chest guide you forward, closing your eyes for 3, 2, 1. Lowering yourself down, seat to heels, downward facing dog. You're gonna lift up one leg and then the other. So inhale, right leg lifts, toes facing down. Exhale, bringing it down. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, lower. Again, inhale up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, lower. Option to open up the hip each time. So inhale, leg lifts. Exhale, down. Inhale, leg lifts. Exhale, down. 4 more times. You can be a little bit creative with the movement, adding a little cat-cow. Bend in the knee wherever it feels good. And deepening the breath. We'll be meeting in a downward facing dog. Exhale, cleaning it up here. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, left leg goes forward in between the hands, low lunge. Exhale, feet together, forward fold. Inhale, arms lifting up overhead, looking up at thumbs. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, arms lift up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, left leg goes back, low lunge. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, rolling forward, high plank. Exhale, knees, chest, and chin. Inhale, peeling the body forward, low cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Staying here for an inhale. Exhale. Inhale, right leg goes forward, low lunge. Exhale, feet together, forward fold. Inhale, arms up overhead, looking up at thumbs. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, arms reaching up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back half lift, elongating the spine. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, right leg back, low lunge. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, rolling forward, high plank. Exhale, lowering down. Inhale, bringing the torso up, eyes go up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, rounding forward, knee to nose. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, right leg lifts. Here we're going to go into fallen triangle outside of that right foot, making contact with the mat. Left arm goes up. Core engaged for 3. Bringing the pelvis up higher, 2. Using your eyes, 1. Bending the back knee, coming back, downward facing dog. We're going to go immediately into the left side. So inhale, left leg up. Exhale, rounding forward, knee to nose, opening up that low back. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, fallen triangle on the left, outside of that left foot. Right arm goes up, core engaged. Continuing to stay here for 3. Knitting the bottom of the ribs together. 2. 1, bending the back knee. Coming back, downward facing dog. Inhale, rolling forward, high plank. Exhale, lowering down. Inhale, bring the torso up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, coming up onto the toes. Exhale, bending the knees, looking forward. Inhale, stepping or jumping to the front of the mat, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms up overhead, looking up at thumbs. Exhale, hands to heart center, preparing for chair pose. Inhale, arms up, seat back, shoulders relaxed. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, lifting up the chest. Exhale, taking a twist to the right. Left elbow hooking onto that knee. Inhale, lengthening. Exhale, twisting. Inhale, lengthening, sitting those hips back more. Exhale, twisting. Inhale, coming back up through neutral, arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, chest lifts. Exhale, twisting to the left. Inhale, lengthening. Exhale, twisting. Inhale, lengthening. Exhale, twisting. Inhale, coming back up through neutral. Arms go up, hips go back. Exhale, forward fold, taking the feet hips distance apart. You're reaching behind your knees. Try and grab the front of your knees this time. So go ahead, sway from side to side, keeping the low back nice and relaxed. From here, you can almost use the pressure, touching the front of your knees, to try to straighten them and open up that low back. A few more times. Exhale, bending the knees. And straightening. Bending the knees. And straightening. Last time, bending the knees. And releasing inside of the feet together. Exhale. Inhale, flat back, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, left leg goes back, low lunge. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, rolling forward into a high plank. Exhale, lowering down. Inhale, bringing the chest up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, bringing the foot through, rotating the back heel down, coming into warrior one. Both arms lift up, shoulders square, hips square, bottom of the ribs together. You're going to come into an eagle wrap. Right arm swings for underneath the left, squaring up the hips. If this is too much, you can always just grab either shoulder, giving yourself a gentle hug. Deepening the bend in the knee, but we're going to reach up and back, taking a slight lift for 3, elbows away from you, 2, 1, coming back up to neutral, bringing your arms through center. We're going to take a gentle twist. So having that left elbow, twisting to the right, outside of that right knee. Back heel, still making contact with the mat. Continuing to stay here for 3, 2, 1. On your inhale, reaching up and back. Exhale, stepping back, downward facing dog. Options to take a flow, child pose, whatever you need. And we'll go ahead, take it to the opposite side. So inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, bringing the foot through in between the hands, rotate the back heel down, bringing both arms up, hips square, shoulders square, back knee lifted. From here, dropping the left arm down, squaring off the shoulders, bottom of the ribs together, still having the core engaged, bringing your gaze up and back for 3, 2, and 1. Coming back to neutral, hands to heart center, lifting up the chest, taking a gentle twist. Option to fall down. Just kidding. Inhale, lengthening. Exhale, twisting. Again, inhale, lengthening. Exhale, twisting. Inhale, coming back up through neutral, bringing both arms up. Exhale, bringing the hands down, stepping it back. Downward facing dog. Option to take a flow, if that feels good for you. Let's go ahead, let's move on. So inhale, right leg lifts up. Exhale, we're gonna bring the foot through between the hands, untucking the back toes. Hooking the thumbs, taking just a gentle low lunge here. Interlace your fingers behind your head, elbows nice and wide. Again, using your eyes, gaze goes up to take you deeper. Also options to take a reverse prayer behind your back. You wanna open up kind of your shoulder girdle a little bit more. Continuing to stay here for 3. Pelvis goes forward, head goes up and back. 2, 1, and releasing here. Coming up onto the back toes, kneecap lifted. Right arm is going to reach forward and back 3 times. Opening up that shoulder for 3, 2, last time, 1. And from here, both hands go down. We're going to go into pyramid pose from here. So I'm going to walk my back leg in about 1.5 feet, squaring off my hips. Front knee could be bent if needed. And then really think about keeping that right hip back to let your low back release. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last time, inhale. Exhale. Inhale, bending the knee, looking forward. We're going to slide that left leg back. We're going to take a half split. Okay. Shoulders going to be square. Option to stay lifted. You really want to try to have that heel making contact with the mat. If it doesn't, that's totally fine. It could be lifted. We won't be here for too long. It's Sunday morning. Be kind to yourself. Exhale. Inhale. Option to slide that leg out to try to make a little bit more room for your pelvis. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Here for 2 more breaths. Option to take a bind, whatever feels good for you. Coming out of it if it doesn't feel good for you. Half kidding. And then going back through neutral into a low lunge, stepping back, downward facing dog. Option to take a flow, child's pose, whatever you need. And we'll go to the opposite side. All right, inhale, left leg up. Exhale, bring the foot through, untucking the back toes, coming into a low lunge. Hooking the thumbs, elbows nice and wide. Taking your gaze up and back. Option to interlace your fingers behind you. Pretend you're lounging on a beach. That would be nice. Or taking a reverse prayer, hands behind your back. Exhale. Last time, inhale. Exhale. Taking your gaze up and back. Inhale. And exhale, releasing the hands down. Right hand goes back. Picking up the knee on the toes. Birds are hard. Left arm goes up and back 3 times. Exhale, softening that shoulder girdle. Inhale up. Exhale. Last time, inhale up and back. Exhale. Here, bringing that right leg in, about 1.5 feet into pyramid pose, squaring off the hips. Front knee could be bent if needed. Shaking out the head, yes and no, jaw relaxed. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last time, inhale, letting that low back, Uddiyana Bandha right underneath the ribs engaged. Exhale. Inhale, bending the front knee, extending that right leg back. I'm going to turn my back to you, but you're going to keep that right leg extended and then come into a half split. And again, sits bones relaxing down. Fingers could be in front of you if it helps open up the low back. And inhale. Exhale. Option to take a bind. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. When you're ready, slowly coming back to neutral. Like back through a low lunge, stepping back, downward facing dog. Rolling forward into a high plank. Taking a flow. Lowering down onto your knees. We're going to come into puppy pose, trying to open up our low back just a little bit. So reaching your arms in front of you, pelvis is going to be up. Arms are going to be down. Some people like to have their chin on the mat. I don't. It doesn't feel good for me. So you can have your forehead down. And then just think about peeling your fingers away from you, opening up your mid-spine here. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Coming back into a downward facing dog. Add on, or just do a little bit more, not adding on, for our balance. So really trying to keep our core engaged, low back lifted. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, bring the foot through in between the hands, bringing both arms up, shoulders nice and relaxed. Whew. From here, back heel is lifted. We're in a high lunge. Cross. And then your right hand is going to make contact with your back thigh. From here, lifting that left arm up and back, continuing to stay here for 3, 2, 1. Coming back to neutral, we're going to come into warrior 3 here. So our hands are going to come to heart center. And then my supporting knee is nice and bent, so I'm not locking out in the knee. Good. Having energy in that back foot. It's nice and flexed. From here, we're going to stay in this position, but our arms are going to reach forward. Having a nice line of energy from our hands all the way through our foot for 3, 2, listen carefully. 1, we're going to come into warrior 2. Strong moment, opening up, core engaged, bottom of the ribs together. Nice. Exhale, deepening the front of the knee. Inhale, the thigh is burning. Exhale. Inhale, straightening the front knee, reaching up and back, reverse triangle, kneecap lifts up. And exhale, cartwheel the hands down, taking it to the opposite side. I promise we will do the other side, but we're not going to repeat it. Take a flow if that feels good for you. If it doesn't, don't do it. Inhale, left leg goes up. Exhale, bringing the foot through, keeping the back heel lifted, kneecap pulled up, bringing both arms up, squaring off the hips, shoulders relaxed. From here, taking a gentle twist, left hand makes contact with the right leg. Right arm goes up and back. Using your eyes for 3, 2, 1. Coming back to neutral, hands to heart center, setting yourself up for warrior 3. Core engaged, having energy, using the couch, I'm totally cheating. Having energy in that back foot, hands to heart center. Still trying to engage our core, Uddiyana Bandha, energy through the crown of the head. From here, arms are going to reach forward in line with the ears for 3, 2, 1. Strong moment coming into warrior 2. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Straightening that front knee, reaching up and back, coming into reverse triangle. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down. Well done. Final flow of class if you want to flow. Exhale. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, coming down onto your knees. Sitting up on your knees for just a second. Bring your hands to heart center. We are going to do an option very quickly for a headstand, if that's in your practice. If it's not in your practice, option to go through some of these steps, but definitely not required. I'd almost treat it like a crown of the head massage otherwise, and just to experience the sensation of having your hips over your shoulders. So we kind of set ourselves up for puppy pose. Instead, from here, instead of having the sit bones up, to think about interlacing our fingers at the base of our head. And this is just option 1. And then just walking your toes toward your hand. And you can just stay here for today. This has its benefits. Feels good for you. You pick up one leg and then the other. Just staying here for about 10 more seconds.
when you're ready, coming down the way that you came with control.
I'm sure everybody had perfect headstands. Well done. Going to take hero's pose. So we're moving the calves from the outside, kind of the flesh from outside of our knees, and we're just going to try to lower our hips down. I used to not do this growing up because I thought it was really bad for your knees, and I was told it actually helps with knee pain and injury. Your instincts are saying don't do it, don't do it. Otherwise, you're going to be here for about 10 seconds, bringing your hands to heart center. Exhale, maybe closing your eyes. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last time, inhale. Exhale. Whether you're in the full expression of the pose or maybe you're sitting up on your knees, just taking a few cat-cows here, but using the connection to really open up with your hands and your knees to open up the low back.
So rounding out the spine, bringing the chin in, and on the
Inhale, bringing the chin up. 2 more times. Exhale, rounding. Inhale, coming up. And rounding. Coming up. And coming back up to neutral, very gently lifting yourself up. Going to be on our hands and knees, take a few cat-cows, and we'll move on to our back bends from there. So hips could go side to side, looking at any way that feels organic, taking note of how maybe your spine and your back feels different. Kind of. From here, extending the left leg out. Right arm is going to go forward. Core is going to be nice and engaged. Option 1 is just to stay here. Option 2 is to bend that knee into your foot, trying to make contact with the foot. Continuing to stay here for 3, 2, 1. Keeping up that leg higher, opening up the shoulder, and relaxing down. A few cat-cows. We'll take it to the opposite side. Right leg is going to extend out in line with the hip. Extending the left arm forward. A little bit of spinal balancing. Option just to stay here. Option 2, bending that knee, making contact with the foot. Using your gaze. Staying here for 3. Opening up that shoulder. 2, 1. And go ahead and releasing. Knee goes down. Few cat-cows, letting that spine neutralize. Coming up to camel pose. If you're having low back issues, maybe skip this today. You don't have to do it. Or just kind of treat it like a chest opener. Fingers are going to go down, head's going to be up. Really think about lifting up and out of your pelvis here, like what we established in the beginning of class. So we're not sinking and just kind of diving into our low back. So lifting up out of the front of our hips, hands are going to be at our low back. Lifting up the gaze. Option 1 is just to stay here without twisting or turning, having your eyesight help you go a little bit farther, maybe making contact with your heels. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, slowly coming up, coming back to sitting on your feet. Knees can be nice and wide. And just sitting up here. Kind of did that twisting, that spiraling sensation in the beginning of class. I'm going to try to just take that, any variation, just a few times. Letting your low back, your mid-spine opening up here. All right. Make our way onto our back. We're going to take 2 bridges, and then we'll move on. Feet are going to be down, toes are going to be in, heels are going to be out. Actually, let's just windshield wiper our knees side to side just because it feels good. All right, pressing down into the feet,
Picking up the pelvis, interlacing your fingers underneath you, shimmying the shoulders under. There's a lift in your front of your chest and the sternum. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale. One last inhale, pressing the pelvis up. And then exhale, vertebrae by vertebrae, rolling down through the spine. Bring the knees in for a moment. And option to repeat the same exact thing, or you could take wheel. You're feeling that for today. Toes in, heels out. Pressing up whenever you're ready. Try not to have choppy breath. Continuing to stay here for 3, 2, 1. And slowly lowering yourself down, bringing your knees into your chest, giving yourself a little bit of a back massage. Talking in a wheel is miserable. I don't recommend it. All right. Coming into happy baby, inside of the feet. Knees nice and wide. And just continuing to rock side to side. Here, bringing the knees together. Or just keep it simple. Left leg goes nice and long for a spinal twist. Right knee comes into our chest. Toe to your knee. Knee goes across the body. Arm reaches in the opposite direction. Option to stay in this position. You also have the option to extend that top leg and grab the outside of the foot for a little bit of a deeper IT band stretch. So your extended leg and your arm are reaching in opposite directions. Whether or not you're doing the variation, think about your extended leg. Can you move that away from your pelvis to try to create a little bit more space in your low back? Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, coming back to neutral. And taking to the opposite side. So right leg extends out, bringing the left knee in. And bring your toe to your knee. Knee across the body. And if it feels good for you, extending that leg out to the side, making contact with the outside of the foot. Just paying attention to that extended leg. Trying to almost shimmy it away from your pelvis to create more space in the low back. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last time, inhale. Exhale. Inhale, coming back up through neutral. Go ahead, bring your knees into your chest. Rock yourself forward and back several times. Really just to think about massaging your low back here. So keeping your chin in. Taking this about 3 or 4 more times. We'll meet in Nirasana, in boat pose, balancing on the sit bones. I could do this all day. All right. And balancing here for 3, 2, 1, and relaxing down. All right, let's go ahead. Let's do some forward folds. Let's extend. I have my right leg out, and I am actually going to adjust my screen a little bit. Just for the rest of the class. Okay. So right leg is out. Left knee is up. Sole of the foot is on the ground, and my legs are hips distance apart. My right hand is actually holding onto my left ankle. My left arm is reaching up, and arms reaching forward, like I'm gonna go shake hands with somebody, and then go ahead, twisting that arm. Option 1 is just to stay here. Option 2 is trying to hold hands behind your back. Exhale. You can let that sits bones go up. I think it feels better on my back. Do what feels better for you. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, dropping that chin in, really surrendering here. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. I lied. Now one more time. Inhale. Exhale. My husband just gave me a really dirty look. Inhale, coming up, letting the outside of the knee, letting the inside of the foot go to the outside, and letting that knee go out to the side, reaching up with the left hand, reaching to the outside of that pinky toe, outside of the foot, crossing at the ankles, forward fold. Option to stay here rounded. You can also have this nice lengthening and rounding with the spine to try to open up that low back. You can inhale, lengthen the spine, and then exhale, rounding, bending at the elbows. A few more times. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And we're going to stay here for about 5 to 10 seconds. Exhale. Connecting with your breath. When you're ready, slowly bringing yourself up and bringing your feet flat, windshield wipering your knees side to side, letting that low back relax. And taking this to the opposite side. So now we're going to have the left leg extended, right knee is going to be in, feet are hips distance apart. Again, this hip could come up in this posture, this butt bone could come up if it feels better from you. Left hand is going to grab the front of your right wrist. Right arm is going to reach up nice and high, and then extending the arm forward. You could absolutely just stay here, and then trying to bend that arm, rotating it behind you. This in itself is plenty, feels good for you. Reaching behind your back. Also use a towel, a t-shirt, any prop here. Exhale, rounding the spine, surrendering. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last time, I promise. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, slowly coming up. Inside of the foot goes to the inside of the thigh, letting that knee relax open. Inhale, reaching up with that right arm, grabbing the outside of that foot, crossing at the ankles, at the ankle, good, at the wrist, and then letting those elbows relax. Exhale. Option to extend and elongate the spine. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, keeping that left hip back if you can. Exhale. Last time, inhale. Exhale. Ooh, staying here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly bringing yourself up. Windshield wipering those knees side to side. Going to finish with half pigeon, option for a shoulder stand, maybe a fish, and then we will be done. So, and we are going to do a little bit of a variation of half pigeon. So right leg is going to be in front, taking half pigeon on the right, just slide in to the posture. When you're ready. Actually, before we go down, I'll show you where we're going into. We are going to be in half pigeon for a while, but then we have the option to actually bend the back knee after our half pigeon, and then this left arm goes up and over, and we try to square off the hips. Just so you know where we're going in a moment. So, coming into half pigeon. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Back to this idea, sinking into the posture, surrendering,
being open to what's presented in front of us. Really letting go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're ready. Option to stay there, or if you want to take our variation, bending the back knee and then guiding your shoulders down onto the mat. Flex your foot just for an extra, both feet actually, for a little bit of extra knee protection. Letting that front of that quadricep and hip relax. Having that back knee relaxing into the mat. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Slowly coming up the way that you came into it. And windshield wipering the knees side to side. And then taking half pigeon on the left. Have that right leg, that back leg in line with your pelvis and your hips. And letting yourself into a gentle forward fold. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, slowly bringing yourself up. If you're ready, totally optional. Bending that back knee. Having that right arm reach up, over, guiding your shoulders down. Flexing your feet. Letting that right quadricep open. Staying here. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Having that knee going away from you, keeping that front of the hip nice and long. Slowly bringing yourself up. Windshield wipering the knees side to side. Gonna finish very quickly. Very quick plow, shoulder stand, whatever you need. When you're ready, just making your way into final Shavasana. Any variations welcome. Giving yourself this moment to enjoy, just to relax, sink into your body. Just taking a moment to think about the connection between your mind and your heart. I'm going to open up the dialogue between the two just for a moment. When you're ready, slowly start to deepen the breath. Moving small movements that feel organic to you. When you're ready, rolling onto one side. Coming into a seated position. Bounce to heart center. Thanking yourself for putting in the work, for being here, showing up. Coming back to our quote one last time. We must be prepared to leave the life that we planned to experience the life that we are meant to live. Namaste.